to what BBI means to our young people. You have to have an understanding of where and why did we come up and start BBI. You have heard my good friend here talk about you being the majority voters. And unfortunately, just as they say, voting machines in some instances. Mimi hakuna kura natafuta, so me I can speak now and tell you the way things are. Right? And you come out and you vote. But at the end of the day, for one reason or another, because of disagreements of those who you are voting for, we end up in a situation where violence erupts, violence, community against community. Why? Not because there is a difference per se between you who voted this way and your colleague who voted another way, but because those who you voted for are not satisfied and hence say you should have a grievance. And we came out after the 2017 election. And I reached out to my brother Raila. And I told him, really, and those of you who live in Nairobi and other parts of this country, Mombasa, for example, where there were these clashes between our young people. And we said, surely, we cannot continue to live in a perpetual 5-year cycle of violence. We must find a way of coming together. We must ask ourselves, why is it that we are challenging ourselves? We must ask ourselves the issue of winner take all. We must ask ourselves, what is this that breeds pressure, especially in our young people? That the first opportunity to be violent, they become violent. These are the issues that we try to address. And when we reached out and we shook hands and we said that we will not continue to allow our people to fight, and we want to shake hands so that at the grassroots they can shake hands. And friends, you have seen from that handshake of almost 2.5 years ago, you have seen the peace that has prevailed in this country and the manner in which we have been able to work together, because the agendas are not that different. And that is why we said we must deal with the issue of inclusion. And when we talk about inclusion, we are not just talking about the inclusion of political leaders. We are talking about inclusion and communities to feel included. We are talking about our young people being included. We are talking about our women feeling that they are included, and that's why the 1/3 agenda came from. So what we are trying to achieve in Kenya is to ensure that no single Kenyan should ever again feel left out to the point that they want to become violent to achieve their objective. And that is why one of the critical components, and I'm sure you've been told about the details, is ensuring that we entrench in law bills that will ensure that the youth are adequately catered for. That's why we need the youth policy going out, so that we ensure that youth are at the center of any developmental programs in our country. That is why we are saying we want our young people also involved in decision-making bodies all the way from county assemblies to the National Assembly. That's why we are saying we want young people involved in both national government and county government. That's why I'm happy with the person who said that, my dear young daughter here, who was saying she would love to see youthful cabinet secretaries. And Mark, you don't forget our independence ministers. Almost 60% were under the age of 30. Under the age of 39. Over 60%. because they had a drive to want to determine their future. This is the drive I'm asking you guys. Please, mutoke kwa kuwa watu wa kuwa mnapatiwa handouts. Ati Uhuru amekuja ni nini anawaletea. Muwe watu ambao mtasema kwa viongozi wenu, hatutaki utuletee, tunataka kukuambia ni nini tunataka utubadilishie ndio sisi tuwe na uwezo wa kujipatia. That is the way you take control of your destiny. That is the way you take control of your future. That is the way you are going to stop issues of FGM. That is the way you are going to stop issues of gender-based violence. That is the way you are going to stop issues of electoral violence, where you people are the ones who shed blood fighting for a group of wazés who are sitting at home with their children with no issues, watching you on TV as you take pangas and other things against each other. You are one people, you have the same needs. You need work. You need to be empowered to get capital. You need education. You need to ensure you have a good roof over your head. You need to ensure you have good health. You need to ensure that your roads are functioning and working. You need to ensure that your pension and futures are dealt with. You need to ensure that your resources are not being stolen corruptly by a few individuals and you are left to mire in grime. Jameni, chukueni usukani. Muwe watu ambao mutakuwa muna dictate, sio kuwa dictated tu. Museme hii ndio tunataka na hii ndio Kenya tunayotaka. Na mimi nataka kuhakikishia ya kwamba mimi nitawaunga mkono kwa hiyo safari. Lakini jukumu ni lenu wenzangu. Jukumu ni lenu. Haya, tuendelee mwingine.